Hello everyone, welcome to this reading. This is going to be your love life for the rest of 2024 for if you're married or if you are dating someone. I just want to go ahead and start off this reading and telling you guys what the categories are going to be for each reading. So we have, we're going to take a look at the current situation, what's to come, any blockages, and any advice. So we have 3 piles today. We have wind, birth, and retreats. Now for wind, I know I'm on a candle theme. I did this for the last reading, not the last reading, but the last reading for April, but these candles are so cute, and I like the idea of like doing a different candle for each pile. It's kind of cute. So for wind, we have the Bayside Cedar. Gotta have like a blue theme going on. For birth, similar, well, I guess it's close to the retreat color, but hey, this is how it kind of intuitively came out. So here we are. Birth, we have the smoked vanilla and the cashmere. And for retreat, we have silver, sage, and pine, and this one's like a green color, this one's like a beige, and this one's the navy blue. So go ahead and take a moment and pick your pile. Alright, now that you guys have chosen your pile, go ahead and click it in the description, and we're going to go ahead and start with the reading. Alright, pile 1, you guys chose wind. I'm going to go ahead and light the lighter. There we go. It's like it was not lighting. Light that candle. Let it pop. Alright, I'm really good at dad jokes, so I'm going to go ahead and say, let's see what kind of whirlwind of a year we have. You'll get used to my dad jokes. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and look at the current situation. I know I'm like shuffling the deck too intensely. The flame can't take it. So what's the current situation for pile 1's love life? Oop. That's the one. Wow, pile 1. You're having a good year so far, let me tell you, or at least currently. Trying to get at least one more, but I mean, even if I don't. I was like, let's take a peek at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Pentacles. Sorry, I was looking at how crooked my screen is. Anyway, I'm gonna fix it in post. You guys are crooked right now. Again, I want to apologize for like my whole setup. I know it's like not the best, but one day I will get a studio, and yeah, that's the dream. It'll be so much better. So currently, it looks like you guys are very great at communication. Right? And I'm getting, like, because you know each other's emotions, it seems like you are in a very healthy, happy relationship right now. It feels like you guys understand each other's emotions. But it seems like when it comes to, like, getting your life together and preparing for the future, you are still kind of learning your way through it. And it can feel like, it can feel like a messy ride right now. You're just figuring it out together. But I feel like at least the emotions and the foundation is there for it, and I believe that you guys are going to be successful with it. It may not be like full on success right here, right now, like we got it, but it's going to be happening. You're manifesting it in, you're bringing it in, you're building your life around it. And again, it just feels like it might be a little bumpy around it right now, but it feels like you're on your way there, okay? And it is coming, even if it feels like a lot. And I think that, the emotional support that you have for each other is going to help you get through these rocky waters. I feel like you are the one who kind of brings in the calmness in the relationship, even if your partner is getting overwhelmed. I feel like you kind of bring them back down to earth and calm them down. And I feel like, you guys can get through anything together. And I feel like you guys are building this beautiful life together. and it's going to be blooming and manifesting very soon. So we're gonna see what's to come for the rest of 2024. So what's to come for the love life for pile 1 for the rest of 2024? Love life for pile, that was not it. Sorry about that. Love life, this one is. Love life for 2024. What's the rest? So it does seem like, I do feel like you're going to, I do see that you are building it, basically. It's continuing to grow. I feel like the cards are kind of like also advising, like, for this to grow and for this to be successful, you're going to have to take time apart as you're building things separately. I mean, I think it's great to also build things together. It is teamwork at the end of the day. But for this, for whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish and do, it's going to take a lot of your time and learning how to nurture it. And I think that you will get through it. You're just going to have to learn to be able to kind of create that. You're creating it together, but I feel like you're having to do it separately at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, you're kind of doing your thing to help it grow, and they're kind of doing their thing, and then you can come in together later and like try stuff together. But I think at least for 2024, it's kind of like urging for success and for this to work, you're gonna have to kind of on your own side kind of figure out what works for you. And I think that's part of the relationship and how it's going to grow, both emotionally and in the physical realm even more, is by learning to become like staying in your independent selves and like learning how to continue to go through what you're passionate about and having them go through what they're passionate about and like bringing it together and like letting it mend and wind in together. I think that you guys will be able to figure out how to work at it. And I think maybe that could be like, I don't know if there's like a disconnect there, like maybe there's some kind of like wanting to do everything together, but I feel like that's not what's best. It's best to kind of like, or at least for now. And I think that's why like kind of the strength is kind of coming out, is that you're gonna have to like find your inner strength through this, as in like you're going to like, as you're working through trying to figure out how you want to continue to build things in the physical realm and figure it out on your own and what you're creating. It's kind of like taking some adapting, because it can feel like you've done so much with them. Like it feels like you guys are like two peas in a pod, and so it can feel kind of strange not doing it together. And so that's kind of like where that inner strength has to kick in, is kind of learning how to be able to create as individual beings. And it's like kind of like, don't forget that, like don't let yourself get too lost into the relationship, and see like what do both of you guys kind of bring to the table. So that could be part of the lesson and what you're figuring out. Yeah, so I do see success, and I do see good times to come. You're just gonna continue having a great year. I mean, you've already been having a good one, and it's gonna keep going. So yeah, we have the Emperor and the Empress, okay? The two powerful beings. Now, I know the Empress is upside down, and so that is giving me like, maybe that, again, I feel like that is something that you are struggling with, is learning how to create on your own. It looks like, you know, the guy kind of has it a little bit mastered, but it's like something that you are learning to kind of figure out. And I think we have the Ace of Swords here, so whatever inspiration that you've been creating, and even if it feels like you've been creating it together, I feel like this other person could be inspiring you. This other person could be like encouraging you to get out of your comfort zone and like do and try the different things that you've been wanting to do and that you feel passionate about. I feel like the other person is very, very encouraging in that. And it seems like a kind of like a scary journey to like venture off and do that on your own, and like not having them there with you throughout the whole process, kind of helping you out. And I think it's just like Spirit's kind of like pushing you in that way and saying it's only going to create a stronger foundation. Like you both are going to be able to hold each other very strongly. And, you know, it's like if one thing happens to one person or, you know, the other, you guys both have a strong foundation that this house will not be coming down. This house will not fall down. It will be evenly held up. So I feel like there will be some kind of epiphany that you're going to have sometime during this year that's going to help you and bring you the confidence in doing what you need to do in the physical realm, like what you need to do to help build this foundation, this home, and creating the future life that you do want with this person. So again, I feel like, you know, you can do it. It's just encouraging you, like, even though you may be a little bit hesitant about it, you're kind of like, you know, you're just used to like having someone there with you. It's kind of like scary to do it on your own, but don't forget, like, your partner's building their thing, and they're also going to be there to support you, and they're going to be there for you emotionally, and it's going to be successful. Like, if you work on it, you're going to find little successes. And even if you struggle for a little bit, you're going to figure it out. You're going to stumble until you figure it out, and your partner is going to be right there next to you. And for like that support, that hug, and they could even be somewhat of an advisor. Like, you guys have each other's back. So I'm going to get some additional messages. Ooh. I was trying not to ruin the pile, so that's why I dropped that. Love life for 2024. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting. Want to date. So yeah, I feel like your romance is just going to continue to get stronger this year. Love life 2024. We have the golden mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. So for me, I'm taking this as like, for the one-sided thing, I feel like maybe your partner does feel like too much pressure is going on to them. Like, they feel like, at least in the physical sense, like they kind of have this a little bit mastered and they kind of know what they're doing, but it may not be enough to build that foundation that you're wanting to build. And so it can feel like maybe a lot on their back, and it makes them feel like they're carrying a lot of heavy weight to make things work, as in like I said, like building a home and like having transportation, having a car, having good food, like whatever you want, like trying to make it work, like the materials that you need to do the jobs that you want to do, those kind of things. So I think that's why I think you doing your thing on your own is really, really going to strengthen the relationship in more ways than one. Yep. And then I have lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, and transformation. So again, I think you're going to be transforming this year. You're going to have that epiphany that's going to that's why I'm telling you, that's why this Ace of Sword came out, because you're going to have like the stroke of insight. It's just going to hit you. It's going to be like this striking epiphany that's going to come to you, and it's going to be like a new way of thinking, a new way of going about when it comes to creating the life that you want. Right, so we're going to get more additional message for the rest of 2024. Woo! Right, it's the one that came first up. It's safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. I'm sure you already knew that, but it's going to continue again. Like I'm saying, this emotional support that you've been having is going to continue staying so strong. It's only going to become stronger. Like through these challenges and everything else, you guys are going to you're already peas in a pod, you're going to stay that way. Right? Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. 2024. Very soon. So it says, clarity, decide what you want to do. Decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So yeah, I think that you guys are going to be taking some kind of vacation sometime during this year. Take a break from all this hard work that you will be doing and putting in. But we do have very soon again, which is clearly decide what you want so it comes to you. So I feel like again, I think that has to do with like that direction. Like you have these different options, and I think, and like you, like again, you could be like hesitant to starting it, but your partner is very supportive and they're like helping to push you in in the way of starting it. Like I feel like they have already been kind of dropping hints on like what you could be doing. Like they're like, hey, this is what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And like, they're wanting that as kind of like an encouragement for you. And so I think you'll be able to, once you start dipping your toes, getting them a little bit wet, you'll be like, ooh, I kind of, this isn't so bad. I kind of like this. So I feel like that's what's going to be happening. All right, so we're going to see if there's any blockages for your relationship. Any blockages for pile 1's love life? 2024, any blockages? Any blockages? All right, so we have the Hanged Man. So again, I think that's kind of coming back to like trying to learn to find that new perspective. And so I feel like, that seems like an ongoing blockage, just kind of like figuring out what is the next step, what is the right way to build this, and like what is the right path for us to get to where we want to go, like our goals and like how we want this relationship to develop. And you're looking at long-term goals. It looks like you're really looking and planning and ready to take action for these long-term goals to keep guiding the relationship in the way that it needs to go. And so again, that's why I feel like we have this Hanged Man, because it's like time, you're taking your time to like figure it out. So you're like setting yourself aside and like you're trying to find that new perspective, which again, I do believe that you're going to find. Right, any more blockages for pile 1? Alright, so we do have Temperance, and I think that's part of like figuring out, that is kind of part of the answer, is seeing yourself in a different light. I feel like it is scary trying to start a new project on your own and like do things on your own, but I feel like you're going to find that motivation and that hope, and seeing and not being so scared of failure, and knowing like this is worth the risk because this is the life that you want. And I think that you'll be able to find that middle ground. So I think this is kind of what's blocking, is not having found this middle ground quite yet, but that does not mean you will not find it by the end of the year, because we have the Sun. So that tells me that you will be able to remove the blockages and go towards the happy life that you're wanting. So now we're going to go into advice. So do we have any advice for going into the rest of 2024 love life for pile 1? Advice for pile 1's love life. So it says, don't fear change, embrace it and grow. So yeah, I mean, that's part of going into the direction that you want with your love life. That's going to take change. That's going to take growth, because if not, you would already be in, you would be in that place currently, and you're not. So that's because there's more work to be done. There's more change and growth, and there's always more change and growth. So it's saying like, don't fear it. That's a good thing. Change and growth is a good thing, because it's a step closer to where you want to be. Right, we have go within and speak your truth with passion. So I think that you should really be listening to like, what is causing this fear? What is causing this blockage? And being able to communicate that with your partner, because I think your partner is going to be really good at helping you sort through these thoughts. And I think that they're going to help push you again in the right direction. I feel like they are a good person to come to. And, at least that's like, this is the feeling that I'm getting, very, very positive energy from your partner. And so I feel like, and especially like, it just feels like they're already like out, go getter, getting it. So like, there's someone that you can trust, that they are someone who is doing that, and someone who seems like they're very successful and they're building something and they're changing and they're growing, then that is someone that you would want to come to, because they're doing it and you want to do it too. So it's kind of like, it's okay to confide in them and seeing like, what is causing this fear of change. And again, I feel like part of it is just seeing like, it can be overwhelming. Change can be, especially when you are looking to do something in a financial sense, that takes a lot of work, and it's kind of like hard to find like the right specific direction of how to get there. And the best direction is just like doing like research and seeing how other people have done it, and being able to realize like, you're not alone through this. Your partner is right there by your side through it. And so like, again, this growth is very, very good. It's meant to happen. It's meant to make your relationship even stronger. Like, you guys will be a power couple if you go through this. You guys will be unstoppable. Alright, so we're gonna get some last pieces of advice for you. Here's some more advice for pile one's love life in 2024. Advice for pile ones. So we have hope. So yes, do not give up hope. Keep looking at the positive side of everything, even though, like, again, even though it's scary and unknown, just knowing that your partner is there with you and understanding, and they love you, and you guys, the emotional intimacy is there, and you're both in it together, wanting to create this life together. It's finding that hope that it will work itself out, especially if you're putting in the effort, then something it will eventually give. Okay, any more additional advice? So we have serenity. That's like hope and peace. You're going to be finding more peace as you're seeing progression happen. It's going to put you at ease more, and it's going to be more motivating. Imagine, like, when you start doing it and it's working out, imagine the peace that's going to come over. It's going to triumph that fear real quick. And then we have fulfillment. So you're going to be finding, like, a new part of yourself that you didn't even know exists. Like, it's a new level of fulfillment, and it's going to feel even better just knowing that, like, it's possible. It's possible to have this life that you want with this person. There's no obstacle that you guys can't overcome together. You guys have it, and you have the universe backed up on your side. Because, what was it? I remember reading something about success, or unless I am crazy. I mean, this right here, very soon, is giving me that, right? Very soon is giving me some success vibes. Alright, guys. That is all the messages that I have for you. And I hope you have a great rest of your 2024. Stay sentient, stay kind. Bye. Hello, pile 2. If you guys chose birth and this is called again, the smoked vanilla cashmere, then this is your pile. I'm going to go ahead and light your candle. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say the elephant in the room. Obviously, we have birth, so it could be likely that you are going to be having a child soon, or you're going to be getting pregnant sometime during 2024. Or it could mean that a new portion of your relationship is going to emerge. So we're going to go ahead and get some messages about what your current situation is. And by a new portion, obviously I mean like a new level of your relationship could possibly emerge. So that could be what this birth date is all about. Okay, so what's the current situation for 2024, pile 2? Pile 2, 2024 current situation. Pile 2's 2024. Current situation. Give me something. Oh. Oh my. Alright, so it seemed like, as we could say, it's been a turbulent year, and that it's making me feel almost like that's what the birth is referring to, but we'll see as the reading continues on. So it feels like a little restlessness. It feels like constant fighting, not really getting to a resolution. But it feels like, obviously there's like the Tower here. There is like a really tough situation that you are dealing with your partner in the relationship. And so it feels like right now, like, you want the rest. You want the time apart to kind of regroup and rethink about what you truly want, because you're kind of confused. It feels like you're not sure if this person actually cares about you, or like if they actually want to make the relationship work, or if they have other intentions in mind. And it feels like you don't want it to end. Like, you don't want it to be this end, and you're kind of resisting that. You're wanting it to work out, but you feel like you need the time to be separate to decide and figure that out. But it can also feel like maybe your partner is giving you pressure, like, oh, well, we can't just take a break. If we're taking a break, then we're breaking up. Like, that's the same, like, no, you know, and so there could be like some kind of communication that needs to take place. Like if you really do need a break, and kind of let them know, like, you know, just let them know and reassure them, like, hey, we're going through this moment and I'm going to be here for you, and I want to be here for you, and I want us to figure out what it is that we truly want, if we really want to be together or if we need to have a different solution here. But just say, like, give them a time frame, like, I just need a week to breathe and think about stuff, and we can come back and regroup or something. Like, just take some kind of breather here. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and state the obvious just in case, but obviously, because like if it has anything to do with abuse, any of that kind of thing, that is not okay, and that is like a release moment. But if it's other issues, like you're just not getting along, or, you know, even if they had cheated, that's something that, like, depending on the situation, like, that's something you can decide on your own. Is that a deal breaker for you, or what? And so I think that does take time to think, and, you know, that's why you feel like you're clouded and you're not having that time yet. And it's just, your partner could be confusing you more because they're probably like wanting to work it out now and figure it out now, but you're like, you need that time and that rest to figure that out. You shouldn't be rushed into a decision like that. And so your partner should be understanding with whatever the situation is. They should be understanding that you do need that time. You're only human. You can't just decide on a whim. Like, you just need that time to, like, process what's going on and how you feel before you can make a decision. I feel like maybe you just don't feel like you're able to nurture yourself in the way that you need to in this. Like, and I'm thinking of this as more like self-love, and I think that's why the Queen of Pentacles is coming up in reverse here. I think this is like yourself. You feel like, you know, you're not able to have that time to nurture yourself, and so that's why I think this time, if you take like a breather and a break, I feel like that time apart is going to allow you to nurture yourself, to take that time for yourself and figure out what it is that you want and feel and what is best. And of course, like, that's why I feel like you do love the person, and that's why it doesn't feel like you're just like ready to be like, no, I'm done, I want to get away from this person. I'm not getting that. I'm getting that you love them and you're not wanting it to go down like this, but you're figuring out what is best for you in the situation. So it's kind of like a weird it's like you're in a weird place because it's a hard decision on which way to go. So we're going to take a look at what the rest of 2024 looks like for you. That was by far the worst shuffle I've ever done. Yeah, that's more like it. Alright, 2024, what does the rest look like for pile 2? Alright, so it does look like you will be making a decision sometime during 2024. Pile 2's rest of 2024. Pile 2's rest of 20. Oh, I just like dropped all the cards there. All right, so I do think you'll be able to come into your intuition and figure out what is best for you. I think that it's going to become very, very clear to you. I feel like it's going to be like a little bit fighting with yourself a little bit about which direction for a little while, but I feel like you will have that epiphany because you'll be in a position where you have to make that quick decision whether that person's giving you an ultimatum or not. But you will have either, again, we have the Empress, so, you know, you could have a surprise pregnancy through all this, or you may end up deciding and willing to rebuild the relationship. But during this, you know, you are going to be very, very worried about it. It's not going to be like a confident, let's rebuild this. It's going to be more of like, you know, you love the person, you're willing to nurture the relationship through it, but you feel like you've been abandoned, you've been hurt, and it's like you don't feel like that person truly understands how much they had hurt you through this conflict. I'm sure also, like, if you do become pregnant, that would complicate the situation even more and make the decision even harder. And I think everything is up to free will, so I don't want to give you like an answer like, what, should you stay or should you go? But it feels like you are more on the side of pushing on staying. You're going to want to work through this with them because you love them. But it's not going to be an easy journey, and you know that. You've already, like, it just seems like you are still worried about what's going to happen next. Is it going to happen again? Is it going to get better? And by the way, is it going to happen again? I mean, like, is it going to be continuing cycles through these fights, or is it going to be more infidelity? I got it. Infidelity. Like, it could be a multitude of things, like whatever this conflict is about, you're worried about it happening again and not being able to work through this. But again, it does like seem like you think this, you know, you think the world of this person and you want things to work. And for you, you believe it's worth it. I mean, I guess with this, my advice would be like, seriously, just really listen to your intuition, listen to your heart. And if you feel like you do want to keep working on this a little bit longer, it's okay to give another chance. But seriously, like, keep your eyes out, be aware. Do not allow, and if it's a mistreatment, do not allow it to keep going. Like, you have to look out for yourself. You have to, because no one else will. And think about, if you can live the rest of your life, if you're in an unhappy situation, think about, can you live the rest of your entire life in an unhappy situation like that? I would say my main advice is just to really pay attention to how you feel and your intuition, because your intuition knows best. Oops. It's like did a whole whoop-de-doo there. Okay, I'm going to get a look at the rest of 2024 for pile 2. So we have stay optimistic, so that's a good sign. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Alright, so it's also like encouraging, like, even though you're having these harsh thoughts, you know, maybe it could swing around. So it's not always going to be negative. It could heal itself and get better. So if it's truly like what you want and you're paying attention to how you feel in the situation and if they're putting in the effort and if they're changing, then it is good at the same time to kind of be positive about it. It's like, you know, have an awareness of what's going on, but also enjoy yourself. Also let yourself enjoy the relationship if you want to continue it on. Then, you know, actually put yourself all in and continue on with the positivity. Because it's true, like, if you are trying to rebuild something and you're bringing in like a negative atmosphere, then it's going to be more difficult to rebuild, and it's not going to be a healing process in that way. It's kind of just dragging along the negative emotions, and that's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to make the relationship work. You're trying to heal it. So by being optimistic but being aware, then you can do that. We also have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of a holiday time together. So maybe you guys will go on some kind of honeymoon together that can help rekindle some romance. So we are getting some positive cards, which is giving me a breath of relief. Alright, pile 2's Love Life 2024. We have 2 retreats, hello, and we have give your relationship a chance. Okay. So again, I think you are going to be giving your relationship a chance. I believe that through this hard time and I still think that you should take a breather and time away to kind of like regroup yourself and really stand firm and like know what you're deciding. But it does seem like you will be staying with them and working things out and going on some kind of vacation or retreat. And that might be good for your relationship. Maybe it's like encouraging you to take that time where it's just you two, and so it can help you really spend time together and to rekindle and rebuild what was there. I'm feeling such a relief, guys. You have no idea. I feel so much better about this. So 2024 is going to get better. It's going to get better. some insight to 2024 for pile 2's love life. Oops. We have the chaser. So codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. So maybe that's part of the friction, is they could be more reserved, like more not as emotional, not as emotional. Sorry, I was dropping cards. Not as emotional, and not as like, I don't know what the wording is, like emotionally present in it. So it may feel like you're like having to hunt them down, and like kind of, it almost like sometimes could feel like you're having to like convince them to love you, or like, I don't know, there's some kind of like chasing dynamic here. So that could be one of the things that you could be more aware of and like working on together. It's like building up that trust. Not enough, and Cupid's arrow. So we have frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego, and ego issues and jealousy. So I think like it's going back into like that negativity, which could carry on for a little while longer. But we do have Cupid's arrow, which is have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting, hesitation. So again, I do think that there's going to be some rekindling going on. So I think it's going to continue being the storm, but it will be rekindled. I feel like you guys will be willing to work on it together. Now, I can't say whether in the long term, I can't tell if it's going to work out or not, but I can say at least for this year, you are giving it another chance, and a fair chance. And I think that's going to bring back and rekindle some of the relationship for you. So we're going to look at any blockages in relationship for pile 2. Any blockages? So one of the blockages is like you having to make that decision, make that clarity if you want to be with them. Which will be done because you will make that decision. Oh. Blockages. So it looks like a lot of forgiving, a lot of healing that needs to be done. For you to like really rekindle that love, you're going to have to fully kind of learn how to heal and stay. Oops. Sorry. Fully how to forgive, to heal, to stay optimistic, to give it a fair chance. That's the only way it's going to be a fair chance, is if you're able to be that calmness and be that understanding, and like if you actually want to work through it, is what I'm saying. Like that's part of like, it's like staying positive, staying optimistic and positive, and being understanding. But again, like I say over and over again, please stay aware. That's important. Any blockages for pile 2? Alright, and last but not least, we have 7 of Pentacles. So yeah, it's just all about growing it, all about nurturing. And so I feel like that's going to be like part of the challenge that you're going to have, is learning, is like sifting your way through it. How can we grow? How can we rekindle? How can we start over? So it's kind of like figuring out the right path to be able to do that and make that happen. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and get advice. Advice for pile 2's love life in 2024. That is going crazy. Advice for pile 2's love life in 2024. Advice for pile 2's love life in 2024. And again, I think like this is awesome that we have Birth here and Empress. I do see that as a positive sign. Like if we're talking about birthing into a new stage in your relationship, and the relationship is turbulent, then it's not going to get more turbulent. It's going to start getting into that healing process. So I do see a positive shift, and I do see yourself putting in that effort and allowing it to happen. And I see the other person reciprocating it and wanting it too. So I do see some healing going on. Heal the past and fix tomorrow. Sorry. I was just like, you can't make this up. So yeah, this is part of the advice, is kind of healing this past turbulence that you guys are having, this past disagreement, this past friction, to be able to move forward. If we're carrying that along into the relationship moving forward, then we're dragging that tower with us. We're not releasing it. And so we have, if the world around you seems turbulent, stop. So again, I feel like it's asking you to take that time away, take a break, take a breather, to really think through how you want to go about this. So if you do want to really come in and rekindle this relationship, think like, what are the boundaries that you want to put in place? What is it that you require to make for this to have to work? And, you know, like, have that communication, make that clear with them. Be like, okay, I want to give this a chance. I want to rekindle, but for this is what I require and this is what I need. Now, what do you need? What do you require? Like, just kind of like get that back and forth and like get on the same page with each other as you go in. But for you to be able to figure that out, you need to take that break. You need to take that breather. You shouldn't feel like you have to like do that now and like change it now. Like, I think that it's good to take some time for yourself to really figure out what is it that you want and need and how you feel about everything, and see and get yourself away from the situation so that you can have an outside perspective, a clear perspective. Because if you're constantly in it and going around in that tornado, then you're just going to keep getting more and more dizzy and everything's going to be very unclear and very foggy. So it's better to just like allow yourself that time to be able to take that break, so you can come in with like fresh eyes and clear mind. Don't over stimulate yourself. So we're gonna get a little bit more advice for you guys. Authentic. So stay true. So I think that means like stay true to your authentic self. Be real about like how you actually feel. Don't have to like shift and shape because of that person. You know, it could be saying like trying to manipulate a little bit, not in like in a scary, creepy way, but like in a way that's like, you know, no, you know, you love me, right? You know, you want this. We both want this. Blah, blah, blah. Like, and like, I know, like, this is what you want. Like, them putting those thoughts in your mind. Absolutely not. You know what you want, and you know what you think, and you what about it, and how you feel about it. And so I feel like it's just like, and that's part about taking that break, is that you can really think about it and get that written down, get it on paper, or get it decided. Like, you have it, you know. And you don't need someone else out there whispering, talking in your ear, telling you the answers. You know what is true for you. So stay true to yourself through this situation and what you need, and do not compromise your boundaries in this situation, because we've already been hurt enough, and we know like what's going on isn't working for us, and we want to find something that is going to work for us, and we're willing to be loving and optimistic if they are willing to be respectful to our boundaries. And then we have focused. So continue to put that effort in the relationship, continue to nurture it. She's holding a flower. That really is about growth. And when you're taking care of something, you're taking care of the plant, you're letting it bloom, you have to give it attention, making sure it's getting the light and the water. So just continuously, you know, giving attention to it, not saying like, okay, we're going to work on it, and then kind of brush the relationship aside and forget about it. And just like, you know, it's putting in that time and effort. And so that's why we got retreat twice. That I think that is, did I get retreat twice? Is this the pile? Yeah, honeymoon and retreat. That's part of the nurturing process, is really giving them your full and undivided attention and allowing yourself to be able to have that reset with them. You have to put in that time as well. Let's go and get you guys one more card for advice 2024. Here it is. It is success. So yes, this is ending on a positive note, guys. Again, let me pull this out here. Where are you, Empress? Yes. We have these right here. Birth, Empress, success, okay? So I truly believe you're going to be going into the next phase into a relationship, and it's going to be successful. You're going to find that love. If you're giving your relationship a chance, it may not be enough for you right now, but if you're willing to put in that work and place in those boundaries and being able to work with them until it is, I feel like you guys, I feel like the person does care about you, and they do, you know, love you just as much because they're willing to rekindle things with you as well and put in that effort. Then you guys are going to have a successful relationship. It's going to feel better. It's going to heal more. Now, again, I'm not saying that like, you know, this is the one you're going to get married to, but and all that. But what I am saying is that you will be going more towards that direction. The relationship is going to have a second chance. It's going to have a successful second chance, is what I'm saying. If you guys are willing to both put into that work and letting it rebirth itself. All right, pile 2, that is all the messages that I have for you. I hope you have a great rest of your 2024. Stay sentient, stay kind. Bye. Hello everyone. If you chose Retreat and the Silver Sage and Pine candle, then this is your reading. I'm gonna go ahead and get this candle burning here. Oh, there we go. No! It like died midair. Okay. This one's a huge flame. Can't see from overhead, but it is. So we're going to start by seeing what the current situation looks like for you. So the current situation for pile 3's love life in this year. Pile 3's love life. Okay. I'm going to actually reshuffle because that was from the other pile. I just want to make sure that I shuffled it well enough and I didn't just... There we go. Alright. Current situation. What is the current situation for pile 3? Current situation for pile 3. Oh. Alright. So overall, it does seem very, very positive. It looks like you are building the love life together that you're wanting. Your goal is to have that home, and I do see that there is some equal give and take between the two of you, you and your partner. I think that both of you guys are both in this together now, and I also want to add, like, it just feels like you don't feel like you have to carry all the burden by yourself. It feels like your partner is carrying it just as equally. So it does feel very, very balanced. I'm feeling that energy. I feel like the person just seems like a very like strong, determined figure in your life, and it just seems like a very positive overall partnership happening. But like I said, it does feel like there is a lot going on, a lot that you are building together or have already built. Honestly, it looks like you've already built it. So you've already having celebrations with your family. They could even be considering engaging with you, having an engagement. Who knows? But it just seems like so positive. But like I said, even with all these burdens and all these challenges trying to come your way, you don't feel like you're on the road alone. You guys are on it together and very, very equally, very, very balanced. Even these, we have 2 on each side. It's just like in coming together, it just makes me feel like very, very, very balanced energy here. Yeah, I just feel like you are positively moving forward in your creations and what you want in your life with this person. I see this. I see that you are taking control of your journey and your path, and you are holding down the fort. You are holding down that rod. You are leading the way. You are creating the life that you want. What is 2024 looking like for pile 3? 2024 love life for pile 3. What is pile 3's 2024? Sorry. That was like the whole deck. 2024 love life. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, we can't ignore that the lovers flipped up. And I have to admit, like, this is like coming out in like huge piles here. Oh, you're kidding me. I just like looked at them. You guys are just going to have a very, very beautiful love life coming in. I mean, you have the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and the Lovers, and the 6 of Wands, which is all about like success and getting recognition. Like, people notice you guys' bond. They notice like how strong of a power couple you guys are. They can tell how much you guys have your reciprocated feelings, how you're working at it together, how your wish fulfillment is possible with this person. Now, I believe this is in reverse because it's not going to yet fully come into full fruition this year, but it is on its way. You are on that journey moving towards, you're having that success leading you there. And So this year is all about moving forward towards what you are trying to build, which is that 10 of Cups. That is that final destination, that family, that home, everything that you're wanting with that person. You are continually taking a step closer to having that perfect resolution that you are hoping and craving for. And so you are having so many successes this year. And you know, if you do have people on the side that are kind of jealous or against it, do not let that let you down. Continue to focus on the love that is there for you and that person. This relationship is about you and the person. It is not about any other person outside of that. Now, family, of course, does play a role, and it's all one. You're combining each other's family together when you are combining a relationship together, but that is only a subset. The main focus should be on with you and that other person. Kevin! And my kitten agrees. Come on, Baba. Coming in. Kitten is cheering you guys on. She totally believes in this relationship. But yeah, I mean, this journey that you are going on and you are building, you're finding success, you're seeing progress. And that's going to continue to allow that cup to overflow as you guys continue to focus on your love for one another. And do not let any negative outside forces, which might be coming in to kind of test you a little bit. That's why I feel like the snake is over here trying to create some doubt. Some kind of outside force who might be kind of jealous of the situation, but do not let that outside force get you down. It's all about you and the other person, and continue to remember and focus on that. Focus on the love that is between the you two, that you can keep building on and rising over that mountain together and going on the path that you're already going on, because you are going on the correct path currently. So I'm going to get some further insight on what's to come. I'm going to go ahead and I'm feeling like I need to do 2 shuffles here for you guys, since that first one came out a little funky. Alright, 2024 love life for pile 3. Pile 3's 2024 love life. Pile 3's 2024 love life. Codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic relationship, so that could also be another challenge that could be at play that you guys might have to overcome. Now, there could be any type of addiction. It doesn't have to just be a codependent on the person. That could be on anything. It could be watching too much TV, or it could be alcohol on the darker side, or it could be overindulging in junk food. Some kind of addiction could be a hurdle that you guys are having to learn to work through and to overcome, and that's only going to create a stronger relationship with each other. But that's where you really get tested with the support for one another, and not giving up, and being there for each other. And so that challenge alone can help bring you guys closer together as you work through it as a team. Kind of learning what teamwork is. It's all about that communication and with one another, and what are your needs? What do you feel about them being addicted to this? How does it affect you? And kind of having those conversations. And then, if they love you, they're going to be very considerate about how it's affecting it, because they're not going to want to lose you. They're going to want this relationship to be successful. They're going to want it more than they're going to want this addiction. And so I think that's going to be very, very important that you guys kind of work through whatever this little challenge may be. Can we get a confirmation what this codependency is about? Confirmation on what the codependency is about. Oh. Okay. Well, it is something that they are going to have to quit this year. If we want this 10 of Cups to come into full fruition, this, whatever it is that they are addicted to, needs to be gone, done with, donezo. It's time. It is time to release that. And that's why we have the sun over there coming in the new horizon. That is your 10 of Cups waiting for you, and that will be there for you. So it's going to be a little bit hard dealing with this death of this addiction that needs to go down, But it's a new way of thinking. It's a new version of yourself. It's not, change is never, and transformation isn't always easy, but it is worth it when you have this waiting for at the end, when you have that reading at the end of the road for you, okay? Right, what's going to happen in 2024 for pile 3? New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Ooh. So this could be more of a, like, this could be a newer relationship, or this could be part of that, like, third party challenge that you may be dealing with people being kind of, like, jealous and, like, intervening, like, they might be trying to come in and make you, like, second guess this relationship, like, oh, they have that addiction, ew, because they really want to be with you, or they really want to be with them, or whatever. That's kind of something to be aware of, okay? Right, and then we have reconciliation. Reconciliation, there we go. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Ooh, so that might be part of this new love kind of challenge here going on. But also, I'm also, personally, I feel like this is more in regards to also overcoming this addiction. I think that this could be causing a little bit of friction, that you're having to work through it, but you guys are going to be reconciling because you guys are going to be working on it together. This is how close you need to hold each other through it. You're like holding them back. You're like, don't do it. Let go of that addiction. Like, this man is holding that woman back right there. He's keeping her in there, in place. But also hugging at the same time. And so I feel like, it's like that comfort, that love that's going to be there. And I think that you guys will be able to work through that and overcome it. So yeah, you guys are definitely, even though this is going to be a very loving and equal partnership and success and moving forward, it doesn't come without its challenges. It won't be perfectly very soon. Clearly decide what you want, that it comes to you now. So I feel like the hurdles that you'll be going through and is going to surpass very soon. Like any of these minor inconveniences, I don't feel like they're that major because of how good everything is going currently. I don't feel like that's I feel like it's noticeable that it's there, but I don't feel like it's like too much of a complication. I feel like it's like you guys are on the same page, and so I feel like you guys will be able to work through it and very soon be continuing on that path of building the life that you want. Alright, we got some more information about 2024 Pile 3's love life. So we have mask, not showing true feelings, hide, pretend, elude, gaslighting, personify. So there could be some conversations that do need to go about this addiction. It could be like skirting around the issues that might be there, and so that could be part of that. We also have another self-indulgent here, focus on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. So I really do think that this addiction is something that is meant to be worked on this year for you to successfully move forward. Right, and we have a love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of letting you know. So I think this is either regarding this new love challenge, or this could also mean like new love springs from this healing. Like once you heal, it's almost like your love is being renewed. Once we're over this roadblock, it's like even stronger than you were before, and you're already strong. So it's going to turn from like a rubber band to chains at this point. This sounds like you're like trapped forever, chained to them, but like, that's what I'm talking, like the strength wise, like that kind of bond there. And I do feel like you guys are going to continue to let each other know how much you love each other, and it's going to be very apparent as you are both working through issues together. You stick to each other's side through anything, and it's going to be, you don't need more confirmation than that, you know what I mean? Okay, so now we're going to check on any blockages. Okay. So yeah, it just seems like the heaviness and the weight of what you're having to do is kind of part of the blockage, is like the weight that person is carrying with this addiction that is going on. That is at least one blockage, right? at least it does, like how this woman is walking next to this bull who's carrying all this weight. It's like you are walking next to your partner as they're carrying this weight. You're at least walking with them, and that is going to help the situation. But it's like, it's not even just their burden at that point. It is your burden as well, because you are a partnership and you're going through it. But again, you guys have the lights guiding your way. I believe that the universe is there with you. Your spirit guides are there with you, helping to guide you and get your guys both through this. And so I feel like you have the universe on your side. You have the universe supporting this relationship. Okay. So yes, there's just some healing that has not yet been done that needs to be done. And it's like, you can see it. You can see, it's like, it's in reach. The healing process has started, but there's so much more that has to be worked through that has not been yet. So I think that working through that healing process is going to help greatly. And that healing process, I believe, has to deal with kind of like trusting them, and like trusting that they're going to be able to overcome this challenge, and that you're going to be able to work through this together. It almost feels like you have like this karmic tie from the universe of like why you're having to go through this struggle with them. Like, why it might make you feel kind of like bound, like a little. It's kind of like, like maybe some overcoming this might be part of like some kind of bigger lesson and bigger plan that the universe had made, and that could be in store for you. And that bigger plan, I believe, if I had to guess here, would be trust. Learning to trust the universe, and that it's going to give you what is best for you, and that if you feel like this is the right person for you, even though they have this challenge, then it probably is. And like, it's something that like nothing comes too easily. So it's like something that you had to be willing to work for and help heal with them. And it's just like trusting that you are on the right path and that the universe will lead you there. So that's why I feel like this woman is almost like she's being led. She has the string up to the universe, because she's like, it's kind of like, walking a dog or something. I know it's like I'm calling us dogs, but like it is kind of like she's walking. Looks like she's walking a dog, but it's like the universe has the strings. This universe is pulling the strings, right? It's pulling. So they're the ones making the calls as well. Like, we have free will, but it's kind of like trusting that the universe is going to help guide us and lead us in the direction that we need to go. And so this could be, overcoming this challenge could be part of that test, part of that learning to trust and follow the universe. And yeah, trusting that you guys can work through this. Okay. And so yeah, it's about just like not feeling like you're having to pour all of your energy into the wrong thing. It seems like if you're kind of like focusing on the negatives, then that's what you're going to be feeding. You're going to be feeding that. But if you're keeping in that hope and trust within the universe and working with that person, staying by their side, then I think that's going to help encourage them to heal. But if you're like expecting them to fail again, and then you're feeding them that. You're like manifesting that in. So it's kind of like keeping these cracks that are coming through and that are breaking through that we don't want to see. We're wanting to like not pour into the deep darker hole that's getting done. We're wanting to fill our cups, which is our emotions, our love, our care, our support. We're going to want to be putting it on top of the crack to help seal it. So and so that to me is like that metaphor to like nurture what it is that they're going through, nurture that pain, and be very like understanding of it, being very kind and patient with it and working with them. And again, keeping in that trust and that hope and that healing, and kind of focusing on that energy and how we can help in that regards, and not as much finger blaming and pointing. It's like, it's like, you love each other, so you're going to make this work and work through it. And I do believe this could also be a part of that as well, is like you are giving to them, as in you are giving them your emotional support and everything that you can right now to help them through this process. And it's going to be, this is an equal give and take. They will also come and reciprocate that for you because I do see, I'm not seeing it, but I am getting like, well, especially with this reconciliation, I'm getting the energy that they will heal. These are similar color patterns to these purples going on here. And the blue. Okay, there's no blue in the sky there. Fail. But no, for real though, it's giving me like these kind of match and go together. And this energy is telling me like they will heal, and when they want to put in that work, they're willing to heal, and when they do, they're going to be giving back and supporting you in the same way when you're going through your struggle. So you guys are going to be there for one another through it all, okay? So we're going to get some advice cards for you, Pile 3. Advice cards for Pile 3's love life. Now, I'm also wondering now if like one of the addictions could be a victim mindset. So maybe this person is going through like a depression state as well. Like they feel like all these negative things have happened to them, and it could have even just been like, it could have been a tragic childhood, or traumatic childhood, or like a sudden loss of job, sudden loss of like money with stocks, or like whatever it is. That could also be another possibility of what this quote-unquote like addiction is having that mentality, that negative self-talk, negative self-victimization mindset. The self-victimization mindset is having that. So that could be another possibility. So to overcome, you first have to climb. And it is okay to ask for guidance when the way is unclear. So it's like, again, this is kind of like with the star here. It's like trusting in that guidance from the universe, that you will be able to work through this with them and together. And overcoming, you have to climb. So it's putting in that work with them. It's like being, like they have to put in the main work, obviously, but it's just being that emotional support system and coming from that loving side to help you guys get through this. Because again, we have this like so much positivity, and you guys got that 10 of Cups waiting for you, right? It's waiting and manifesting on the horizon. And so that's part of the way to get there, and is to help nurture them through this hard time when they need it. See if we can get one more card for advice here. Alright, so heal the past and fix tomorrow. So it's just continuing to focus on healing whatever this addiction, 10 of Swords energy is. And that is what's going to lead you to the direction you want to go in. This card wanted to come out. We have love. Not surprised. You guys literally got the Lovers. You guys got the Lovers, the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Cups. If you guys are not already married, this seems like the probability of this being like your person is very high. Plus for Pile, so last one. Spirit. Alright, so you have the spiritual guidance. I feel like the spirit is on your side. Because this love is real. This is reciprocated love. This doesn't feel like any type of manipulation type relationship. This doesn't feel like any type of controlling type. This seems like a very equal, pure, genuine love. And so I think that's why we're getting very, very good vibes from this. Any advice for Pile 3's love life? So we have relax and we have compassion. And on the bottom of the deck, we have hope. So it's like keeping that hope that this relationship, and that you're going to be able to overcome any little challenge that comes your way, or I guess addiction can be big challenges, but it's like having that compassion for them, kind of relax through this, because if you're on a high strung energy, that's only going to make them feel more that way as well. It's going to intensify the already intense emotions that are there. So it's good to kind of be the compassionate and the grounded one through this for them. If you have to be the grounded one for the both of you through this, then that's what it's going to take. And again, if you are ever going through this, they are going to do the same. It's reciprocated. And so that's the part of the love that's kind of what love is about. It's through thick and thin, through rough and good. So I truly believe that as long as you guys continue to have compassion for them and stay relaxed, stay calm, stay positive, and knowing that your love for them is real and that they love you as well, and you guys are going to be able to work through this because you have so many good things awaiting for you. Again, because you guys are already married, or you guys are going to be married in the future, because this is a very, very strong bond here and very strong relationship. So this is someone that I feel would be worth keeping. Unless there's no abuse, of course. All right. Anyway, that is all the messages that I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for coming to the reading. I hope you have a great rest of your year. Stay sentient, stay kind,